field, ready for play nice and quickly as we welcome you back to Globe Life Park in Arlington and get you ready for game one of this 4-game series between the Rangers and the Astros. And we've been talking for quite some time now about how Jeff Bannister continues to juggle this lineup because of, quite frankly, guys' performances and also to the injuries that have been mixed in. That will be the case for a while, at least until Elvis Andrus gets back, and that juggling continues tonight as Joey Gallo finds himself in center field for the first time since 2015. He played in center in the Bigs in Toronto back in 2015, and he finds himself there again tonight. Of course, Jeff Bannister saying that he feels Joey is highly capable of playing that position because of his range, his athleticism, and Joey, of course, appears up to the challenge. He loves playing in the outfield, any ability to show off that athleticism, and of course, if the opportunity presents itself, that arm also, guys.
Yeah, that's a good point, Emily, because that is one of the more exciting aspects of his game defensively. So maybe we'll get a chance to glimpse some of that tonight. Well, we are just about set to go. Cole Hamels leads the crew out onto the field, and let's take a look at this Houston Astros club. 38-25. They are a game back of Seattle in the West, and their starting lineup tonight, they will lead it off with right fielder George Springer. Alex Bregman bats second at third base. Jose Altuve at second base, and then it's Yulieski Gurriel, the first baseman. Evan Gattis DHs. Marwin Gonzalez with the started shortstop. More on that in a moment. Max Stassi catching. Tony Kemp in left, and Jake Marisnick, the speedy center fielder, bats ninth.
And Rangers will have Cole Hamels on the mound tonight. Cole has been throwing the ball extremely well. If you look what he's done in his last 6 or 7 starts, he's had some outstanding performances. And what kind of pitches does he like to throw? Throws a lot of different fastballs. A cutter, a 4-seam fastball, and a 2-seam fastball. That adds up to about 63% of the time, one fastball or another. He'll also throw a changeup, and I think he's had his best curveball the last 6 or 7 starts, and certainly this season, than we've seen since he's been a Ranger. His off-speed pitches have been terrific. That's why he struck out so many batters. 74 strikeouts in 72 innings. His strikeout rate per 9 innings is almost 3 strikeouts per 9 innings higher so far this year than it was last year. And I think that's predominantly because of the quality of his off-speed pitches. Tonight's Ranger defense is brought to you by DeMontron RV. Joey Gallo, as Emily said, will be in center field, flanked by Shin-Soo Choo and Nomar Mazara. In the infield, it's Isaiah Kiner-Falefa again at third, Ronald Guzman at first, Profar Odor up the middle, and tonight it's Carlos Perez behind the plate. Adrian Beltre will be the DH tonight.
Well, we're underway, and George Springer, very dangerous leadoff hitter, and in particular for Cole Hamels. Takes that one a little up, and it is 1-1. So we do get started at 7:45 with the first pitch tonight. Game time temperature 78 degrees.
It seemed like it was about an hour ago, and it was pretty much an hour ago. The temperature was 94. It's dropped 16 degrees with that rain that came through.
2-1 pitch, and way inside on Springer. I mentioned he's a dangerous leadoff hitter. Well, look, he does a lot of things well. 293 average, but 13 home runs, 37 RBIs, and he has 4 leadoff homers this year, 2 against the Rangers.
Well, there's a fastball at 94 miles an hour. Cole put a little extra on that. Springer's taken him deep a couple of times on fastballs up and out over the plate. That time in a fastball count, Cole blew it right by him.
One a little bit low, and he loses Springer to the wall.
Batting second, the third baseman, number 2, Alex Bregman.
Hamels on the second pitch of that at bat took a little extra time with plate umpire DJ Rayburn, and he was out in front of the hill and gestured into Rayburn, asking him fundamentally, where did that pitch miss? And Rayburn signaled with a thumb up. Well, it was high. It ends up being a walk, and now Bregman takes a strike. Bregman, 264 average, 6 home runs. A lot of extra base hits, 18 doubles for him.
You know, when a pitcher looks into the umpire and says, "Where was that one?" It's not like he's in the dark as to where the pitch was. It's at the top of the strike zone. It's called a ball. So he knows that he called it high. He just wants to let the umpire know that he didn't appreciate the call.
Yeah.
And so, you know, kudos to the umpire who, instead of saying, "Where do you think it was?" or something like that, he said, "Ball was high."
A pop-up foul and out of play. So a little different from that early morning tee shot where you let go of that swing and you look around like, what?
Where'd that one go?
I don't know where that one went.
Yeah, I like that too. And your partner tees off, you hear it, you look up in the air down the fairway and you don't see it. And you go, where'd that one go? I think it's, oh, there it is. It's rolling down the middle of the fairway.
Those are the ones you legitimately don't know. He knew that one. The 1-2 and a pop-up, playable and handled by Perez, one away.
Nice off-speed pitch right there. Had Bregman way out in front of it. And again, Cole Hamels has had really good off-speed pitches this year. His curveball has been terrific. It's been a strikeout pitch for him. Batters against his curveball are hitting 115. His changeup is a terrific pitch for him. And I think when he's got those two pitches working, just makes his fastball even that much better. He's already popped one fastball tonight at 94 miles an hour. So I would say at this stage of the season, Cole's probably feeling as well as he has all year, maybe better.
Might have just gotten himself a little double play. He does. 6-4-3, an 11 pitch half inning for Cole Hamels. Very good start to this one. When we come back, Shin-Soo Choo will lead it off for the Rangers. Scoreless top of the first inning for Cole Hamels. Well, the bottom of the first, see if the Rangers can get going here offensively. 10 games under 500 at 27-37. And our Southwest starting lineup has Choo up top in left field. Profar and Mazzara up at the top third of the order. Beltre, Gallo, Kiner, Falefa in the middle. And it's Rougned Odor, Ronald Guzman, and Carlos Perez catching, rounding it out. They're going to get a good look tonight at one of the better right-handers in the league, Garrett Cole, 6-1 and a 220 earned run average. A 220 ERA, third best in the league. His numbers even better on the road. He's ready to go. And he puts that one in the corner for a strike.
Let's look at the pitch arsenal for Garrett Cole. Tremendous fastball, 46% of the time. Slider, curveball, changeup. There's his curveball. And this stuff is top of the line. Every pitch is an above average pitch, especially his fastball. Late in the game in his either the last start or the start before that, he threw a ball 100 miles an hour. So he's a horse. He's got the big time velocity. You see it 97 right now. And much like Justin Verlander, he can maintain it throughout the course of a ball game.
He gets ahead here, a ball and 2 strikes on Chu, whose 12-game hitting streak came to an end last night. But Chu continued his on-base streak. He's now reached in 22 straight. Look at the overall numbers for Chu. They have all been on the rise lately.
Well, to take a curveball like he just took after seeing 2 fastballs at 97, you have a hitter with a discerning eye at the plate. Most guys would swing at that curveball. Chu goes through these kind of streaks he's in right now. It's almost like he knows what's coming. He doesn't get fooled by breaking balls. He lays off the hard fastballs that are up and out of the strike zone. Just relaxed and confident.
Well, the Astros, as they are wont to do give up a lot on the left side of the infield against Chu. We always marvel at it, specifically with Chu, because it just seems like Chu uses the field as well as anybody. But obviously the data says differently. 3-2 pitch, and this one popped foul out of play.
Well, we've remarked frequently about the power that Chu has to left field, the way he can drive a ball to left field. And I'm not sure what the wind is causing the ball to do when it's hit today, but Tony Kemp in left field is extremely shallow against a guy like Chu, who can drive the ball to left field. Won't take much for him to shoot one over his head.
3-2 inside, and that is ball 4. So Chu has reached in 23 straight.
Take a look at the Astros defense. Some new faces in this defense since the last time we played the Astros. Tony Kemp is in left field. Jake Marisnick, back from a stint in the minor leagues, is in center. George Springer in right. Alex Bregman is at third base. Yuli Gurriel at first. Jose Altuve at second. Marwin Gonzalez gets the start at shortstop. Max Stassi behind the plate. Carlos Correa has the night off. Has a little bit of an issue with a muscle irritation in his side. We'll see how that plays out over time.
Hard ground ball, and that one through into right field for Profar. Chu's going to head for third, and he's in there easily. So Profar, who came in with a hot bat, gets the first hit of the game, and the Rangers have him on the corner.
I love the spot that Jeff Bannister put Profar in, the number 2 spot in the lineup. He hit 4th the last couple of days and launched some home runs, and Beltre hitting 4th today. Profar, as a hot hitter, moves up to the 2nd spot, and bang, right off the bat. After a walk, he goes up there looking for a fastball. Figures Garrett Cole's going to try to get ahead of him with that upper 90s fastball, and shoots it right past the second baseman into right field. 1st and 3rd, nobody out for an excellent start tonight against Garrett Cole.
So now Mazzara, and he swings and misses at a good heater there from Garrett Cole. Nomar, see the 39 RBIs. That's 13th in the American League. Good balanced hitter, 270 overall average. And lately, he has been seeing the ball a little bit better, a 310 average over the last 8 games. He's in a hole here, though, 0-2. Chu with the walk, Profar with a base hit. Rangers trying to get that first run of the game in this one against a very good Garrett Cole, just 27 years old. Former Pirate, acquired by the Astros in an offseason trade in mid-January. And that's strike 3 called, 98 miles per hour, and he found the inside corner. Mazzara down looking.
He threw that ball just where he wanted to throw it. See, the catcher sets up on the inside part of the plate. He threw that ball exactly where the catcher had his glove. When you can do that, throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball right where you want, that's going to be tough for the hitter. Against Cole, the batting average with men in scoring position is very low. He definitely amps it up a little bit when men are in scoring position.
Here's Adrian Beltre. Adrian takes a quality fastball for a strike right there.
In fact, with men in scoring position, his strikeout rate is almost 50%.
Well, he works against the veteran Adrian Beltre, who leads the league with sacrifice flies. Has 6 of them. On a spot here where a fly ball to the outfield would plate the Rangers a run. Not to say that it's automatic or easily done, but Beltre's certainly a guy who has a knack for being able to get that kind of thing done. It's this ball in the air, center field. Marisnik coming on, lays out, and he does not get it. So 2 is in. Beltre drops a little butterfly of a base hit out there into center field, and the Rangers lead 1-0.
Well, one of the big hits in last night's game was Jurickson's little blooper over shortstop that Marcus Semien couldn't quite get to with the bases loaded. Added a couple of insurance runs, and in this game, Cole throws that 98-mile-an-hour fastball, runs it up and in. But the key is make some contact and then wait and see if something good can happen. And Marisnik's an outstanding defensive player, but he was unable to get to that blooper. Rangers cash in.
So 1-0, and it gets Gallo to the plate. Joey takes a big rip at strike 1. Three of his 17 home runs against the Astros. He's homered in 2 straight games. And we have remarked that it's clear that he is seeing the ball a little bit better, getting some good swings in this series. Had some really loud outs against Oakland to go along with the 2 home runs. He's now reached base safely in 9 straight games. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
See a little blooper, and I'm not sure that Marisnik got a great jump on that ball. It looked like he stood his ground for a second. In fact, according to StatCast, the catch probability on that ball was over 60%. And he's a good outfielder. He didn't even touch that ball, so he must have gotten a slow start on it.
Well, yeah, I go back to your point. I mean, he's a very good defensive outfielder and on a very good defensive team. I mean, he stands out on a team that is maybe the best defensive team right now in baseball.
You know, the thing that's hard to tell from up here is, did the wind play any part in holding that ball up? I know he didn't hit it very well, so he wasn't going to drive that ball to deep center field. But that wind might have had a little bit of something to do with that if it held it up slightly, maybe kept him from making a diving catch. Can't always tell by what the flags are doing. Right now it looks like they're blowing in from right field toward first base. That ball wasn't going to really carry anyway because Adrian didn't hit it that
hard. Long look that time, and Gallo asked for a little break. For Beltre, by the way, that was RBI number 1,657. And strike 3 called. Gallo down looking. 2 strikeouts in the inning, both looking.
Cole started the at bat out with fastballs to get ahead in the count. And then the last pitch is a curveball. Boy, that is a strike according to Fox Tracks. But that is not a strike in the eyes of a hitter. Hitter feels like that ball's outside because it is for a lot of the way to home plate. And then right at the end, it just curves and touches the outside corner. The guy can throw his curveball there. He's not going to have it hit very often.
So now Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Rangers third baseman, batting 6th tonight. This is his 49th game already. 23-year-old rookie. And he takes a strike, 1-1.
In addition to scoring a run, they've forced Cole to throw a good number of pitches. This will be his 24th pitch in the first inning. He's a guy who averages almost 7 innings per start.
That's one of the things the Rangers have done well lately. Make good pitchers throw a lot of pitches early. Yesterday they chased Daniel Megden from the game after 4 innings. Sean Manaea got into the 7th inning on Tuesday night before they finally wore him out.
And this inning, really, the key to this inning was the at-bat that Chu had to start the inning off. Laid off a couple of really close curveballs that were down. Worked a walk, probably a 7 or 8 pitch at bat. Kind of set the tone for at least 1 run and maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, it was an 8-pitch walk. And Profar didn't waste any time in getting his single. The 1-2, a swing and a miss. So Cole strikes out the side in the first. But the Rangers get the first run of the game on the Beltre base hit. 1-0 Rangers after 1. One nothing Rangers with the early lead. And so Cole Hamels, working with that lead, goes after Yulieski Gurriel. Gurriel batting cleanup today.
In Cole's last start against the Astros, the Rangers and Cole beat Justin Verlander 1-0. Cole threw 6 innings in that game. Obviously didn't give up any runs, pitched very, very well.
1-1 pitch. And then Gurriel swings and misses. Strike 2.
Good changeup.
Hamels has been very good, as you pointed out earlier. Just misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. With the exception of maybe a couple innings here or there, he's been as good as just about anybody else. So high fly ball, short right field. Odor heading out there, and he'll pull in the pop-up, 1 away. Well, thanks to T-Mobile, fans can receive a 20% discount on tickets to the all-you-can-eat seats of the Home Run Porch on Fridays. Get your tickets to the all-you-can-eat seats for tomorrow night. The Astros in town for the 2nd game of this series. Use coupon code T-Mobile at TexasRangers.com/specials. So 1 away, and here is Evan Gattis. See the numbers for Gaddis this year. 2 of his 9 home runs have come at the expense of the Rangers. The low average at .227. And he takes on the inside corner. Last year, Gaddis dealt with a couple of injuries, had a concussion, also worked his way through a wrist injury, and he saw the home run production fall precipitously at 32 home runs in 2016. That fell to 12 homers last year. And he's in a hole here, 1-2.
Another good off-speed pitch. Toss a little bit of analytics out there. The swing and miss rate for Cole this year is 28%. Last year it was only 21%. And the difference, I think, is his curveball, his changeup, and the quality of his off-speed pitches.
Well, Joey Gallo looks like a very natural center fielder.
Well, if that's as much as he's tested, then he's going to be pretty confident to make every play out there.
Man, I don't know what the catch probability was on that one.
That was probably upper 90s.
90.
You know, the A's had played Mark Canha out in center field. Got a similar build that Joey Gallo has. So, you know, he's a big guy, but everybody has remarked frequently about the kind of athlete he is. He runs the bases well. He's played left field very well. Solid speed. So why not give him a shot out there? I'm not going to ask him to be the regular center fielder, but to fill in out there, get some starts out there, he should be able to handle it.
Chopper third base. Kiner Falefa has been so strong over there and completes a 1-2-3. Top of the second inning. Hamels cruising again. When we come back, Rougned Odor ready to start things off for the Rangers. One so far tonight, 1-0 Rangers. Our Kubota power stats tonight on Garrett Cole. Easy guy to choose for something like this. His strikeouts this year have been outstanding. 116, third most by a player in his first 12 starts with the team since 1920. Sale and Randy Johnson, the other two who have had a few more. And of course, he's added 3 more strikeouts here tonight. It is the era of the strikeout, it seems. As Odor hits this one straight up in the air, right side of the infield. Altuve and Gonzalez, and Altuve will take it.
That had some hang time on it. One of those balls came in at 97, and he had a great swing at it. Timed it just right. Just got underneath it. Ball goes up, either one of them could catch it easily. Altuve not only calls for it, he waves him off. Stays out of his way.
So now Ronald Guzman, and he takes a little high for a ball. Guzman batting 8. He has done quite well against the Astros this year, and shoots this one into the seats. It's 1-1. See the shift against him here, and on the left of your screen you see the numbers against left-handed batters. The Astros shift appreciably more than anyone else. Like if you took the second shiftiest team in the Mariners and added the Rangers, that would basically be the percentage of the Astros. So they are very committed to it.
They believe in it.
It's worked for him.
And when you win the World Series, there's not much arguing you can do, except to say it works for them.
And A.J. Hinch, the manager, he's pretty forthright about it. A lot of it based on the data that they get, and tendencies, pitchers, hitters, the combination of the two. And he'll acknowledge some of it, a little bit of a mind game that he'll play with guys. And I'm cool with that too. If that's part of the strategy, then bully for you. It has worked. He was telling me a story earlier this year during a spring training game. I think it was Joey Votto texted him after the game, begging him to stop doing it. Come on, man. Guzman doesn't mind. Hits this one high in the air out to center field. Marisnick has room. Just missed.
Well, he gave it a good ride. 400 feet, sky high in the air, too. Just got underneath it, just missed it. Take another look at the pitch. Looked like a curveball, and it looks like a hanging curveball. Pretty much right in his power zone out over the plate. Did everything right except maybe miss it by a quarter of an inch. Yeah, I would have to think after Joey Votto texted him, don't do it anymore, that he probably did it twice as much. That's just your key to do that. But they put the shift down a lot, and they win. Their pitchers also strike out more than any other staff, and you don't have to worry about the shift when your guys are punching out 12 or 13 every game.
Two out here in the second inning, and Carlos Perez, who has the start today behind the plate, his first at bat against Cole, and couldn't quite hold up. It's 0-2.
Oh boy, gets the ball, and as so many times you see with the little guys, every time they get a ball at home, they throw it, and so he thought that's what he was supposed to do.
Perez lofts this one out to center. Marisnick started in,
Ball
but
carry.
Heads back. And it's a 12-pitch half inning for Garrett Cole. So we have played 2. He just wants to play. Let him throw it for crying out loud. Very excited to be part of 21st Century Fox Impact Week, National Week of Service, sponsored by 21st Century Fox. Proud to join our colleagues in over 30 offices across the country. They're giving back to the communities where we live and work by partnering with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Metroplex. So you saw, there they are, boys and girls from the Collin County Boys and Girls Club enjoying the game tonight, rooting on the Rangers all week. Fox Sports Southwest employees participating with daily mentoring and support activities with the club. So really been a fun week and a great payoff today. Look, school's out. It's time to come to the ballpark for the kids. The count goes to 2-1 on Max Stassi.
Yeah, that changeup is a great weapon when you can throw it pretty much any time you want. Have confidence in it. Get a hitter at 2-0 looking for a fastball. That's what happens. He swings before it gets there. Looks just like his fastball.
Stassi, one of those guys you don't see him playing every game unless it's against the Rangers, and they like to have him in there. Full count now as he takes a close one. He's done well against Texas this year, 5 for 15.
He did well against left-handed pitching too.
This is his 28th start of the year at catcher, and fouls that one away, keeps the count 3-2.
I missed the changeup on the 2-0 pitch and just barely got a piece of it on a 3-2 pitch. Two great counts for a pitcher to throw a changeup. Made a little bit of an adjustment and made some contact with it that time, though.
Hamels runs that one inside. That's ball 4, second walk that he has allowed tonight. Stassi is on to start the 3rd inning. Time for a Chevy game break. Let's send it over to Dana Larson. All right, thanks, Dana. Man on here to start the 3rd inning, and now Tony Kemp. And he'll bounce it down to first. Guzman to second for 1. Here comes a relay. In time! Guzman keeps the bag, and they double up the speedy Tony Kemp. 3-6-3. Beautifully done again by the Condor.
You know, we don't talk about his arm enough. We talk about his reach, his ability to scoop throws in the dirt, his ability to have soft hands and catch bad hops. The other thing he's got a strong arm. He's got an outfielder's arm. An accurate, quick throw allows them to turn that 3-6-3 double play against a fast runner in Tony Kemp. Nicely done.
Well, that's now, of course, it's just the 3rd game of the homestand. But we saw Matt Olson turn one of those the other night for Oakland, and he could not have done it any better. And Guzman, I mean, that was right on par with what we saw Olson do. That was beautiful.
Yeah, and for Guzman, he's throwing the ball with his left hand, so he doesn't have to move at all. He can get it there even quicker. Olson, of course, the right-handed thrower, has to turn to throw, which made his a very nice play as well.
2-1 the count on Jake Marisnick. And he swings and misses. It's been a struggle for Marisnick this year.
We've seen him do the splits, and he prepares for that before the game starts with that stretching routine. Very, very supple athlete.
I mean, that was, I've seen that sort of thing like when I was a kid on the Muppet Show, where they could throw their limbs all over the place, but they were Muppets. 3-2, good fastball right in there, and Marisnick down looking. First strikeout of the night for Hamels, and a quick top of the 3rd for the left-hander who played 2.5. Rangers lead it 1-0. Try to add to that here in the third. Top of the order coming. Chu, Profar, and Mazzara. Oh, what a night we end up getting here tonight at Globe Life Park. Or as we like to think of it now, it's our baseball castle. That little girl last night was something else. 1-1 to Chu. I love the idea of this being a baseball castle.
Yeah. To a little child, it is a castle.
Ground ball up the middle, and that one is through. Chu is on to start the third inning.
Yeah, well, there's a shot of the shift and the defensive alignment that didn't work.
The shortstop,
So lead man aboard for the Rangers. It's time to check in with the princess of our little baseball castle. There's Emily.
Yes, here in the baseball castle. And it's our progressive fan of the game time, and it's a bit of a homecoming for Kellen Klug. Tell us your story and Sophia's as well.
So I'm actually from here in Arlington, grew up here, and I now live in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we're back here visiting Mimi and Bo, and decided to bring Sophie to her first Ranger game.
So this was your tradition when you were a little girl,
Yes.
and now, even though your husband's a Brewers fan, I understand,
Brewers fan,
now
yes.
we're setting things straight here with
That's
Sophia.
right. Making sure that she is raised right to be a Ranger fan. So,
Sophia, can we get a Go Rangers? Let's show your daddy what it's all about.
Rangers. Say go Rangers.
Go Rangers.
That's what I'm talking about. That gets you the progressive fan of the game back, guys.
Right on. Good job, Sophia. Teach him early, teach him right. So Chu is on here in the third inning of the count. No balls and 2 strikes on Profar. And this one off the hands, popped up on that left side. Bregman all alone over there, but able to get to it. 1 away.
right fielder, Omar.
Keep your favorite beverage steaming hot or icy cold with the first ever Rangers tumbler, courtesy of Academy Sports and Outdoors. The first 15,000 fans to the game on Monday, June 25th, get to take away this useful item. We'll be there as the San Diego Padres in town to take on your Rangers. You get your tickets at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972 Rangers. Here's Nomar Mazzara, and Nomar struck out looking in the first inning. He took a couple of tough pitches in that at bat. They were shown to be strikes, but just tough hitters pitches. But Garrett Cole struck out the side in that first inning. Nomar takes that one high, and it's 2-0. Talking earlier about how Garrett Cole has racked up so many strikeouts this season already. This is his first year in an Astros uniform. It's just his 13th start. Goes 3-0 now on Mazzara. He's already done something that has not happened in a long time in Houston. I mean, we still have more than a month to go to get to the All-Star break. But now with 119 strikeouts pre-break, I mean, you got to go back to 2004, last time a Houston Astro had that many strikeouts before the All-Star break. Roger Clemens had 121 strikeouts. Cole should blow past that number. Roy Oswalt had 116 that year, and he's already well past that number. As now Mazzara draws the walk, second of the night for the Rangers, and they have 2 base runners here in the third.
On last night's game, Daniel Mengden was pitching for Oakland, and he'd only walked a handful of guys all season long. And he had a terrible time with his command last night. Garrett Cole has walked less than 2 batters per start, and he's already walked a couple of guys early in the ball game. And credit to the Ranger hitters. They've been eyeballing the ball pretty well. Struck out a lot this year, but they're starting to walk a little bit more now.
Yeah, that seems to have coincided with a lot better results in the win-loss column too.
For sure.
Rangers have gone 9-6 in the last 15 games. And Beltre takes a strike.
The leader in that regard is Shin-Soo Choo. He's walked 36 times, top 5 in the American League. A nice roll he's reached in 23 straight games now.
We talk about it all the time, Tom, but it accomplishes a couple of things. Obviously, it gives you base runners, which is the key to this whole thing working offensively. But the other thing that it has done, and we're seeing it again here tonight, I mean, Garrett Cole's over 50 pitches.
Yeah.
Has only 1 out here in the 3rd.
Yeah, that's a big deal when you play the Astros, and I don't want to demean their bullpen. But when you've got this kind of starting rotation, the more pitches you can see, and if you can cause that pitcher to have to leave an inning earlier than normal or maybe more, that's in your best interest, because as good as their bullpen is capable of being, not even close to the quality of the starters.
Good pitch. It's 2-2 on Beltre, who had the RBI single in the 1st inning. You just saw that note a moment ago. Only the Yankees have walked more frequently in the American League. Rangers have done a really good job in that regard. And there's a called 3rd strike. Beltre thought differently, but he is the 2nd out of the inning.
You have to respect the fastball with a guy like Cole when it's in the upper 90s. And that just makes it that much more difficult to contend with a curveball, especially one that barely drops on the inside corner like that. Yeah, the Astro bullpen has struggled in the last 10 games. The Astro bullpen has an ERA over 5. So while they're struggling, get to them as soon as you can.
Here's Joey Gallo. Stepped in with a couple of men on base. He likes the fastball, and he got one. He's going to get him from Garrett Cole. Good power on power matchup here.
That's one of those fastballs you hear people say when a guy's throwing 86 or 88 miles an hour, he doesn't have much margin for error. But if he's throwing 98 miles an hour, maybe you get a foul ball on that same fastball. That's a good example of it right there. That fastball was right in Joey's wheelhouse. He had a great swing at it, but at 98 miles an hour, it's a little tougher to catch up with and connect. And he fouled it off. If that pitch was 88 miles an hour, maybe it's headed toward the seats.
0-2. And he strikes out swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Garrett Cole, and the Rangers leave a pair. We've played 3 innings so far tonight. It's 1-0. Yeah, it's official. All over town, happy children, school's out, and some concerned looks on parents' faces because school's out. Here we go to the 4th inning. 1-0 Rangers lead. In the top of the order, George Springer, who walked in the first but was doubled off the bases. Ready to lead things off here. 1-1 the count. Astros coming off a homestand. This is the front end of a long road trip. 10 games for them. Springer hits this one in the air right field. And that'll hold up a moment for Mazzara. 1 away. We'll take a moment now for a word from our friends at Southwest Kia.
$250 down, $250 a month or less on select new Kias in stock only at southwestkia.com.
Third baseman Alex.
1 away, and here is Alex Bregman. Bregman 0 for 1, popped up in the first inning. The Astros were in danger last night of being swept at home by Seattle, were it not for a late inning comeback. They ended up splitting that series, just a 2-game series with the division leading Mariners. And a big part of that comeback was Alex Bregman. Had a walk yesterday and the game tying RBI single in a 2 for 4 night.
Bregman's had a hard time against the Rangers. Last 10 games hitting below 200 against them.
Makes another ball, 3-0. He's a tough one to trick. You're not going to, by and large, you're not going to trick Bregman into swinging at a pitch outside the zone. 3-1 the count. He swings at less than 20% of pitches that are considered outside of the strike zone. And that's the best in the American League.
That's an impressive quality for a hitter, for sure.
Ooh, he chased that one though, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, again, 3-1 pitch. You're looking for a fastball, and even a guy who's as discerning at the plate as Bregman, under those circumstances, can be fooled. When you're really sure it's going to be a fastball and you don't get it, and it has the same quality of looking just like a fastball, only comes in 7 or 8 miles an hour slower. That would be Cole's changeup.
It's a piece of that one. Stays alive. We saw there the numbers a moment ago. Maybe one guy who has been able to fool him with a little more regularity is Cole Hamels. Just 2 for 13 against him.
If he throws that same fastball 3-1 that he threw 3-2, maybe Bregman's all over it.
Fly ball out into left field. Long run out there for Chu. Will take it on a hop. And Bregman with a 1-out double, and that's the first hit of the evening for Houston.
It looked like Bregman is fooled. You can see the changeup grip, the last 3 fingers holding the ball. Bregman is fooled. He reaches for it, hits it off the end of the bat. Shin-Soo can't quite get to it. He's playing around in left center field. Bregman hustles in with a double.
Okay, so now Altuve, first runner in scoring position tonight for Houston. Yeah, you see right there his 19th double. He was 9th in the league coming in 2-baggers. Well, Altuve rolled into the double play in the first inning. He's 4th in the league with a .332 average coming in. Leads the league with 85 hits. Yada, yada, yada. Jose Altuve every year. And there's a strike. It's 1-1. Here's some of the incredible stuff about Altuve. .387 average on the road the last 2 years. Last time we saw that in a stretch of at least 100 games. In 2004, Ichiro Suzuki. This one popped foul out of play. 1-2 on Altuve. There are always great stories that come along every year. We've had so much fun this year celebrating the arrival of some young players who have done well for the Rangers. But when you think the last 5-10 years of really good baseball stories, success stories, man, Jose Altuve, his is a pretty good one. The 1-2 pitch, that one lined into left field, a base hit. Bregman around third, he'll score easily. And this game is tied on the Altuve single. Well, he's one of the better hitters in the league with runners in scoring position, and adds to his good stats once again.
Got a good piece of that ball too. Nice swing, hard line drive. Turns Bregman's soft double into left field into a run.
He's now hitting .392 with runners in scoring position, Jose Altuve, so he's aboard. And you do have to be mindful of his speed now as well. 8 stolen bases in 9 attempts. Let's just say he and Ronald Guzman not shopping at the same store. Clothing store anyway. There's a swing at a high fly ball center field. Gurriel will fly out to center. 2 away.
Designated hitter, Evan Gattis.
Brings up Evan Gattis. New baseball for Hamels. You see Gattis flied out in the 2nd inning. He was Gattis was in a little bit of a scuffle recently. He had a couple of hits in yesterday's game against Seattle, including a 2-run homer off Wade LeBlanc. But that put an end to an 0 for 12 that was slowing him down. And he swings and misses at strike 1.
Gattis hasn't started behind the plate this year. Last year he started 25 or 30 ball games behind the plate. He's pretty much only DH this year.
Yeah, McCann is currently hurt. Well, this ball belted out to left field, and that one will end up in the seats. Gattis's 10th home run of the year, and it gives Houston the 3-1 lead.
Gattis was way out in front of the off-speed pitch on the first pitch of the at-bat, but he waited for that one pretty well. Take a look at the pitch and you can see the location of this pitch. Yeah, that one pretty much caught the middle of the plate, a high changeup. And after seeing one in that at-bat, he was able to stay back, time it, and hit it 415 feet.
So that gives Houston their first lead of the game. Marwin Gonzalez 0 for 1. Bases are empty now. And he shoots this one out to center field. That's in for a base hit. So 2nd time through the order now, and the Astros are 4 for 6. 2 singles, a double, and a home run. They've made some adjustments. Bring up Max Stassi, who walked in the 3rd. Hamels had cruised. The first 2 innings were a real breeze. He walked Stassi in that 3rd inning and had to battle a little bit. Eventually got a good double play and struck out Marisnik. This 4th inning has been a trouble spot. Gattis with the 2-out homer. That one is outside 1-1. Stassi is hitless in his last 13 at bats. He takes a strike, 1-2. Hamels has the 1 strikeout so far tonight. And when he has been good this year, and that has been the majority of the time, he has racked up the strikeouts. So far, not as many. His 60th pitch of the night. Bounce to third. Good scoop by Kiner Falefa. His throw in time to get Stassi. And the inning is done. Nice play once again by Kiner Falefa. Turns out he'll lead things off in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Rangers. Ruben Odor will follow him, and then Ronald Guzman. It's a 3-1 Houston lead.
Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by GMC. Visit your local GMC dealer.
Playing off for the Rangers, the third baseman.
Beautiful scene here tonight. Bottom of the 4th inning. Globe Life Park. We love you. Had a little rain beforehand today, 40-minute delay. And then the Rangers got that first run of the game of the 1st inning. But the Astros have come back. They lead now, and Kiner Falefa will start the 4th inning, and he takes strike 1.
Yeah, some parts of Fort Worth didn't get any rain.
What? That thing looked like a ginormous storm.
They're playing Little League games over in Fort Worth tonight. We got a lot of rain here, but it didn't really pour like a downpour.
No.
South Arlington got that kind of rain.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Terrible hailstorm the other day. I didn't even know that happened until the next day.
Yeah, and that one was really weird how it hit a couple of spots hard, and
Yeah.
other people didn't even know what happened.
We moved into the house that we live in now in 1990, and in 1990 we had a hailstorm that hit South Arlington just like that one. And when you move to Texas from somewhere else, you always hear about the hail, and sometimes it gets to be as big as a baseball, sometimes as big as a softball, and you just think it's an exaggeration. And I saw the ones from the hailstorm the other day, and it was just like it was back in 1990. We had hail coming through double pane windows at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Sounded like a war zone.
Ground ball to Marwin Gonzalez.
There was glass all over the den. People had them, depending on the kind of roof that they had hail going right through the roof into the attic. Trees had limbs down. If you were out in that, or pets were out in that, it was a lethal storm. Until you really see one and experience one, you can't imagine how terrifying that is. Especially when you're sound asleep and you hear that kind of noise and don't have the slightest idea what it is.
So do you go back to bed, or what do you do?
No, I didn't go back to bed. I spent, the rest of the night trying to clean up all the glass, get the hail out of the house. try to figure out what you were going to do with the windows, and then started making calls to people that I knew that might be able to fix the windows. As soon I started calling at 6 o'clock in the morning, hopefully they might be into work, hoping they might be into work early that day. Finally got a hold of somebody and got pretty lucky as far as when I had someone come out to help. But what you hope is, with all the problems that you have with your roof, you hope it doesn't rain until somebody can come out there, because then it just gets even worse.
1 ball and 1 strike here on Odor. And I think if all my windows were broken, I'd get the hell out of the house too. First order of business. There's a lazy fly ball out to short right field. And Altuve is there, 2 away. All right, Ronald Guzman coming up now. All right, TXU Energy power player to watch. And he just missed a home run in the 2nd inning. Look at these last 9 home games for the Condor, hitting right near 350 with 5 bombs, 11 RBIs, and an OPS over 1,400. He has settled in nicely in the 8th or 9th spot in the order. And on appeal, Alfonso Marquez, our third base umpire, said that Guzman did not go around. Ball 1. Cole has 5 strikeouts so far tonight. He's allowed 3 hits and walked a couple, so probably not the sharpest that Garrett Cole has been this year. And I say that, we haven't seen all of his starts.
We saw one on April 13th where he struck out 14.
He was certainly better in that one, and yet you have this sinking feeling that, you know, he's starting to kind of get it all pieced together tonight, and that he could settle in a little. The only thing that's going to hurt him is that his pitch count got high early, as this one runs inside, and it's now 3-1 to Guzman.
Well, the other thing I think you'd have to say about pitching against the Rangers tonight compared to back on beginning of April, the Rangers are swinging the bats better right now too. Guzman's had some great swings. He had an off-speed pitch he hit to the wall in center field. Had a great swing on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball a second ago, and took a tailing fastball and earned a walk.
Well, right there, that's the 3rd walk issued by Garrett Cole tonight. That is a season high. So another indication that not quite at his sharpest. Pitched 5 years in the National League with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he was a good one. Of course, he was not just a high pick for the Pirates. He was the pick. He was the #1 pick. He's a bouncing ball third base. And Guzman forced out at second to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Rangers in the 4th. It's 3-1 Houston.
Congratulations to Ranger fans. Celebrating birthdays and anniversaries at Globe Life Park tonight. Watch your name on the Coca-Cola message board in center field.
We go to the top of the 5th inning. You know, the Colorado Rockies are going to be in town in the not too distant future. June 16th. It's a Saturday game with a 3:05 first pitch. And the first 15,000 fans of the ballpark are going to get an Adrian Beltre Best Friends bobblehead, courtesy of Dr. Pepper and Albertsons. First in a series of 2 Best Friends bobbleheads. Kansas have 1. There's his buddy, Elvis. You'll be number 2, Elvis. Just relax. And get your tickets at TexasRangers.com. Bunt attempt here by Kemp.
He got all of that bunt.
Yes, he did.
Got underneath that bunt, or he would have lined it right into right field.
Center fielder James Manfred.
Not the way he wanted that one to end up, which is to say, as a pop-up in Guzman's glove.
He's trying to bunt the ball on the ground to the second baseman, get it by the pitcher. They got the right idea, but wrong trajectory.
So 1 away. Good quick out for Cole Hamels, and now Jake Marisnick takes a strike. Top of the 5th inning. 2 great starting pitchers on the mound tonight. Always fun when you can, pair these kinds of guys against one another. Cole Hamels, a veteran, 34 years old. And for Hamels, his 13th start of the season. And he finds the inside corner there on Marisnick for strike 2. Former World Series MVP. Very well decorated career. And the no-hitter in his final start as a Philadelphia Philly. Marisnick shoots this one out to right field, and Mazzara able to get there to track it down. 2 gone.
Right fielder George Springer.
And here comes George Springer.
It's funny how the game plays out. The Astros did all their damage in 5 at-bats. Faced 9 hitters through 3 innings, had a couple of double plays and a couple of walks. 2 quick outs here in the 5th. But everything was bunched together for those 3 runs in the 4th inning.
Hard ground ball, third base. Kiner Falefa upright, good throw, and it's a 1-2-3. Top of the 5th inning, just 6 pitches needed. Halfway there tonight. Astros leading your Rangers 3-1.
Look at what Garrett Cole has featured today. Great fastball on the inside corner for a strike, a curveball for a strike. Excellent curveball by Cole today. Maybe not his best start so far of the year. He's given up a couple of walks, has struck out 5. Rougned Odor's had a couple of great swings at him and just got under pitches. Popped up to second base and right field. So Rangers have had some pretty good swings against him. He's had his share of strikeouts. So far the Rangers have only been able to get through for 1 run. Chu's been on a couple of times, walked and scored a run in the first, also had a hit in the third.
It's the third time through the order now for Cole, so that too will be kind of interesting. See how the Rangers have adjusted, what they might have learned. As you see the line so far for Garrett Cole, the 3 walks, a number that would jump out at you. What's the call there? It's 1-1 on Chu. Walk and a single, just keeps getting on base. 1-2 the count. Talking last inning about what a fun matchup it is. You have a veteran in Cole Hamels and all the accomplishments in his career, and then Garrett Cole, just 27 years old, already certainly has earned some accolades as he strikes out Chu. And there's one away here in the 5th inning. Mentioned that he was the first pick of the draft, 2011. Pirates had the #1 pick that year. They chose him out of UCLA. Cole had played his high school baseball, though, at Orange Lutheran High School in Southern California. And if that rings any kind of bell for you, it should. The Rangers' first pick on Monday was a guy by the name of Cole Winn, a right-hander out of Orange Lutheran High School. Garrett Cole was a good one out of there. We hope that Cole Winn is also a very good one. Time called here by Profar.
Well, it's great having Kip Fagg, the Rangers scouting director, up here last night. Both of us had a lot of comments about that too, and how much they enjoyed listening to him. Here's Cole Winn, Rangers' first-round draft choice. Big, strong right-hand pitcher. Whoa, pretty nice curveball he just featured right there. Fastball in the low to mid-90s. High school kid will hopefully be embarking on a professional career soon. Get to the rookie league. Get started. Boy, there's a nasty slider. 92 miles an hour. Man.
One and two the count now on Profar. 6 strikeouts tonight for Garrett Cole. It's with a 2-run lead. Profar hits this one on the ground near second base. Shortstop Marwin Gonzalez is there, and that is the second out of the inning. It gives us a moment to check in again at Chevy Game Break. Let's say hi to Dana Larson. All right, thanks, Dana. The Mariners, they're not going to be slowed down. Got a 1-game lead in the division. Called a 1.5 games for the moment as Mazzara takes low. It's not like the Astros have done anything wrong. I mean, they're off to a really good start. But they are looking up at Seattle right now in the division. 1-1 to Nomar.
Well, it's hard to imagine they could have better pitching than they've had. I know they play good defense. Offensively, they're probably not quite as strong so far this year as they have been, as they were last year. Marwin Gonzalez had a career year last year. He's not having that same kind of a start this year. Carlos Correa slumped last month. Out of the lineup right now with some soreness in his side. I guess Altuve and Springer are 2 of the guys that are picking up where they left off last year. Gurriel's only hit 1 home run. He hit that against the Rangers early in the season. So offensively, not quite as potent 2 months into the season as they were last year.
Probably worth pointing out that since May 24th, they played nothing but like division leaders, right? It's the Yankees, it's Cleveland, it's Boston, Seattle. They went 6-7 during a 13-game stretch against those 4 teams coming into play tonight. Mazzara stays alive. And so, I mean, that's that's great, right? 6 and 7 against that lineup of teams, all back to back like that, is great. I mean, I'm sure that A.J. Hinch would love to have won more of them, but hard to be too critical of that. And so, I mean, you could argue that their schedule's just been a little tougher lately. While Seattle, at the same time, has just decided to get really, really hot. 1-2 pitch, and Mazara swings and misses. He strikes out to complete a 1-2-3 fifth inning for Garrett Cole. So we head to the 6th inning. It's still 3-1.
Photo or video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Well, we've played 5 tonight. Houston leading it 3-1, and in this 6th inning, it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Houston, and this is where things got a little tricky in the 4th. Alex Bregman swings and misses. It's strike 1. 1 for 2 tonight with that double. Hamels gets him to serve this one foul out of play. The count 0-2. All right, so here was a fun moment on Wednesday down in Houston. Alex Bregman to his brother AJ.
35th round by the Stros.
How about that look on AJ's face, his little brother? Oh, man.
He was not expecting that, was he?
Oh, you just got drafted by the Stros. How cool is that? Be told by your brother in today's age, that's hard to pull off. Information's out there so quickly.
Well, the Astros drafted some other familiar faces, too.
0-2, and this one lined out to left field. Chu going back, and he'll haul that one in.
I guess I should say relatives of some familiar faces.
Yeah, Jose Cheo Cruz, one of the great Houston Astros and still active within the organization. 2 of his grandkids.
Wow.
In the last 2 years.
Wow.
That is pretty cool. One away here in the 6th inning. And Altuve takes a strike. Do you need a minute? I mean,
what's that? Nice to get love from the fans.
Little bunt, third base side, kind of for Leffa, and he throws that one away. That'll be a base hit, though. Altuve with a bunt on that third base side, and
Don't see Altuve bunt all that much. Can't think of him bunting. It was a pretty nice bunt. Good try by Kiner Falefa. Altuve obviously runs well, gets out of the box quickly on a bunt. Actually didn't get out of the box that quickly. The ball was inside. Kiner Falefa was playing back, and even with a good throw, Altuve had that ball beat.
So now good base runner over there for Houston, and Altuve brings up Yuli Gurriel. Altuve running, the pitch is inside, throw down to second base, nobody's there, it bounces off of Altuve. Amador able to track it down. Nobody covered second base.
Altuve had such a big jump, they might not have expected a throw. But Cole kind of paused with his leg kick in an attempt to kind of hold Altuve there, but Altuve was going on first movement, bonk, and was halfway to second base by the time Carlos Perez got that ball. Watch this one. Boink. That's why you wear a helmet on the bases right there.
Gurriel takes outside. It's 2-0. Gurriel is the best in the business in these spots. He's hitting .439 with runners in scoring position. So not the scenario that Hamels wanted. Altuve with that stolen base is 9th of the year. It was Altuve who delivered the hit with a runner in scoring position earlier tonight. There's a strike. 2-1 on Gurriel.
Well, I got a second. I don't normally do this because we can't get in the habit of doing it, but every now and then you have to have a shout out to a friend.
That's fair.
You know, take advantage of the situation that we're in to be able to do that. But I want to send out congratulations to Alan Hendricks and his wife Jane, who will be celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Alan and his brother Randy, of course, formed the major part of the Hendricks Brothers organization, who have represented athletes in all sports, predominantly baseball, in the last number of years. Alan's kind of bowed out of the business, concentrating on his family, his real estate holdings, and following Ranger baseball by listening to our telecast. Thanks for that, Randy. All the best to you and Jane, and congratulations on your 50th wedding anniversary.
Swing and a miss, and Gurriel strikes out.
Gurriel just couldn't quite wait for that changeup to get to home plate. Gurriel doesn't strike out that much either. For a big guy, looks like a power hitter. He's a contact hitter. Last year, he walked only 22 times, so he doesn't walk either, but he only struck out 60-something times. A contact hitter, swings at everything. Mentioned earlier for him, he hit a home run against the Rangers early in April. Hasn't hit another one since.
There's a hard hit ball into center field by Gaddis, who homered earlier in the game. Altuve to the plate, the throw cut off near the mound. 4-1 Houston. Gaddis has driven in 3 of the 4 tonight.
Big day for Evan Gaddis for sure. The home run, nice inside-out swing, lines that ball sharply into center field. Joey Gallo has a shot to show his arm off. Not much of a shot to get Altuve at the plate, though. Oh, the bunt, the stolen base, and a base hit with 2 outs, picks up another run.
So now Marwin Gonzalez. A little small ball by the Astros. They can do it in a number of different ways. Gonzalez 1 for 2. Getting to play shortstop tonight. Carlos Correa out of the lineup today. Had to leave the game early last night. He left in the 7th inning. Injured himself swinging the bat. And Correa today showed up in high spirits with good news. Said it was a very minor injury on his oblique, so he's not expected to miss a whole lot of time. That said, It does give Marwin Gonzalez a shot to play a little bit of shortstop. And he shoots this one out to right field. Mazzara positioned well, and he'll haul it in to end the inning, but another run added for the Astros. Oh, he ended the last of the 6th inning. Houston leading 4-1.
Globe Life Park in Arlington, and the long ball has been in play at the last couple of games for the Rangers, but Jeff Bannister today talking about how he likes what's happened in between those home runs. The fact that they worked 6 walks last night, they've already got 3 here tonight. He said he feels like those home runs, of course, are going to come and go, but it's what's happening in between those that's encouraging him the most. Obviously, some of that needs to get going if they're going to eat into this 4-1 deficit here in the 6th, guys.
Yeah, no better time to start that than with Adrian Beltre. Beltre 1 for 2. Beltre, Gallo, Kiner, Falefa in this 6th inning. Cole sneaking up on 90 pitches as he goes 1-1 on Beltre. So maybe with a good effort this inning, a good sort of team effort, they could knock him clean out of this game. We'll see. Stassi out there to have a quick word with him.
Yeah, Cole's had a lot of starts where he's gone 7 innings or more for the season. Came in with right around 82 innings and 12 starts, almost 7 innings per start. So he's pretty much accustomed to pitching deep into ball games. Only had 4 times where he's pitched less than 7 innings.
Had a Beltre here, a ball and 2 strikes. Still bringing the heat. And a good wide range today of 18 miles per hour.
He hasn't had a game yet where he's given up more than 3 earned runs. He's only done that several times, including his last start when he beat Chris Sale and the Red Sox 7-3.
Well, it's hard to maintain that kind of consistency and perfection forever, Tom. I mean, guy has to have a night where things don't go his way. It's healthy.
Yeah.
So may that be in his next couple innings.
Most walks he's had in a game is 3. He's done that several times. Fewest strikeouts he's had. He had 5 one game in Seattle.
Foul tip by Beltre. Well, maybe not. We missed that one completely. So a 2-2 count.
Had 5 games of more than 10 strikeouts. 14 against the Rangers. back in April. He had 16 against Arizona. What a gem that was. 9-inning complete game, 1 hitter.
This ball belted to center field, but too much room out there. Marisnik makes the catch, 1 away.
Center fielder, Joey Gallo.
Another near miss. All right, now how about a word from our friends at Southwest Kia?
At Kia, get America's best value backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Here's Gallo. Joey 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. You know, you mentioned a couple of times, or referenced anyway, a couple of times that start that Cole made in April, and it was pretty impressive. I remember after that game, a couple days later, Jason Stark, who breaks down all sorts of information for folks and writes brilliant articles for theathletic.com. He brought up the fact that Cole at 21 swings and misses in that game. So Rangers hitters in what, 7 innings? In 7 innings, swung and missed 21 times. Sometimes for me that, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Means.
Or I don't have a reference for that, like what's really good and what's really bad.
But
I know no swings and misses would not
be great. But you know, you assume that a swing and a miss means the guy's got, you know, pretty good stuff going. So
for sure. So
typical of Jason Stark then, he's like, well, in 5 great years as a Pirate, how many times did he do that? There's a strike, 2-2. He made 127 starts in a Pirates uniform. Never did that.
Really? Well, I don't think he's ever had a season like he's having right now either. Not many pitchers have. But in that game, he struck out 14, pitched 7 innings. The Rangers hit 2 home runs off him that day. Counted for the 2 runs. They only had 3 hits, but 2 of them were home runs.
Well, look at this shift. The Astros have 1 infielder on the dirt. That's first baseman Gurriel. Bregman just on the grass out there behind second base. Everybody on the right side of the bag. And Gallo strikes out for a 3rd time.
Third baseman Isaiah Kiner.
2 away.
Well, this is what's called the high heat. Upper 90s, upper part of the strike zone. Tough pitch to catch up with right there. And with 2 strikes, pretty much have to swing at it. It's right at the top of the strike zone. You don't see it called a strike all the time, but basically, if you look at the rectangle, the Fox tracks, it was right at the top of it.
Kiner Falefa, a strikeout swinging, a ground out. 0 for 2. Garrett Cole's 100th pitch of the night gets away from Stassi. It's 2-0. Cole walked the first batter he faced tonight. That was Shin-Soo Choo. And Choo would eventually score in that inning. Since then, pretty slim pickings. Two and 1. Let's see the pitches per inning here. Yeah, and he worked hard in that first inning. This ball hit well out to left field. Kemp to his left. Oh. Leaping catch.
Wow. That ball almost ate him up. He went sideways for it. But Kiner Falefa smoked it. It almost went right over his head. He's only about 5'8". He needed every inch to be able to catch that ball.
Wow.
Cole, using a little body language, said, "Don't scare me like that."
Bottom third of the order for the Astros. Max Stassi takes low for a ball. So Cole Hamels back out for some more work. Allowed 3 runs in the 4th, a run in the 6th inning. His pitch count very well in check to this point. Falls behind though 2-0 to Stassi.
Stassi's hit .400 coming into the game against left-handed pitching. He's holding his own, earning his spot in the lineup.
Stassi's run into some tougher times lately. Last handful of games. Takes inside though, and it's 3-1. Well, Hamels by inning, and he's had some really tidy ones, but had to do a little extra work there in the 4th inning. Overall, though, very efficient tonight. There's a strike, full count. This representing one of the longer at-bats of the evening, and strike 3 called. 3rd strikeout tonight for Hamels. One away. Hey, on Father's Day, coming out to the ballpark, Colorado Rockies in town. First 15,000 fans to the ballpark on June 17th will receive a Rangers reversible bucket hat, courtesy of Fox Sports Southwest and Southwest Airlines. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com. One out, and here is Kemp, who just made a ridiculous play in left field a moment ago.
That ball was hit harder than he thought it was hit. He went right straight sideways for it, and then realized how hard it was hit. Had to make a quick adjustment, and he was able to do it.
Showed some good hops out there on the run.
Yeah.
That has to be a pretty scary feeling for an outfielder, though.
It is. It is. You know, if it's Joey Gallo and you're 6'5", it's not quite that big a problem.
Speaking of whom, Gallo makes the catch, and a quick second out here. Hamels has had now 13 at bats that have ended in 3 pitches or fewer, including that last one there with Tony Kemp. That's what you want, and that's what he's talked about so much this year, especially back at spring training. So that's what he wanted to accomplish: come in and get outs in a minimum of pitches. It's just been an oddity that he has ended up with so many strikeouts this year. Marisnick 0 for 2. Tuve and Gaddis, the guys who have really done the damage tonight for Houston. And it's 1-1 on Marisnick. Been a tough year for the center fielder. Marisnick hitting just 161 coming in, but when you look at it, his stat line, the thing that kind of gets your attention: 3 walks, not very good, to 54 strikeouts. That is an unbelievable ratio. Almost otherworldly. I mean, you just don't see that kind of stuff. But he can play some defense, and he takes strike 3 called. Second time tonight he's gone down looking, and it completes a 1-2-3 for Cole Hamels. He continues to cruise. Stretch time here tonight. It's 4-1.
player breakdown. Solid start for Cole Hamels tonight. Early in the game, he benefited from a couple of double plays, one to end the first, one in the third inning. Nicely turned by Ronald Guzman. He's had 4 strikeouts in the game, a couple of them looking. Pretty good off-speed pitches, a lot of nice change-ups behind in the count. Gave up 4 hits to 5 batters in the 4th inning for 3 runs. But overall, he pitched through 7 innings now, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He's given up 4 runs, but he's had good stuff and pitched a solid ball game so far.
Well, he's gotten the Rangers through 7 innings, but they do trail 4-1. There's Hamels. Meanwhile, Garrett Cole is out of the game. Right-hander Will Harris, first man up out of the bullpen for Houston, and he gets that one right in there for a strike to Odor. Numbers for Harris, his 26th appearance.
ERA a little bit higher than you normally see with Will Harris, almost 5 as a matter of fact. Mentioned that the bullpen for the Astros is strong. Good luck trying to make that play.
Great bunt by Odor, and he turns it into a single, and that's how we start the 7th inning.
A perfect time to bunt when they're shading you the other way. You're down by several runs late in the ball game, leading off an inning. You've got good speed, and he's shown that he can really bunt. He's getting better and better bunting too. You don't have to have really the element of surprise. You almost squared around, but if you bunt the ball right there with Bregman playing shortstop, he can't throw you out. It's an automatic hit. You can tell them you're going to scream out to him, I'm going to bunt right now. There's nothing he can do from where he is.
This ball hit well down the right field line and into the corner. Oh, good foul. Oh.
You tell it was going to be close. It was hooking a little bit, and hooked just a little bit too much.
Certainly an encouraging way to begin this bottom of the 7th inning. Good bunt single, and then a healthy turn on that ball by Guzman.
You know, they talk about baseball and how much of a mental game it is, and the ability for Rugi to bunt can be just a huge part of the rest of his season. If he can bunt 10 or 12 times for base hits and spread it out for the rest of the season, it just maintains a confidence level and a positive feeling. Instead of being in a slump and not being able to get out of it, you just feel a lot better at the end of the game if you've gotten a bunt single. It's only a little hit, but as far as your batting average goes and your confidence, it can boost your overall mental well-being by being able to do that. And when you can run and bunt like he does, it doesn't make any sense not to do it frequently, especially when they give you a shot like that by not having anybody playing third base.
Odor running, the pitch, a strike, the throw to second, in time. Oh boy!
Wow! I thought from here it looked like he was safe. Obviously, we're a lot farther away than Sam Holbrook is. Rangers will take a look and make a decision whether they want to challenge it or not. Let's see up close. Well, boy, that's close. I think that, Dave, that's one of those, if they called him safe, they wouldn't be able to reverse that either.
Just did. That's a tough break. Now the bases are empty, and Guzman strikes out swinging, and just like that, you go from nobody out and a man on to the bases empty and 2 away. Time for Chevy game break. Once again, here's Dana Larson. All right, thanks, Dana. 2 away here, and Carlos Perez takes a strike from Harris.
Well, the Orioles are the early contender for the #1 pick in next year's draft.
And nothing locked up yet, but boy, oh boy.
Right now, it's a run between Kansas City They've won 21 times. Chicago's won 20 times, and the Baltimore Orioles have won 19 times. Cincinnati's won 21. Miami's won 22. So right now it's a 5-team race.
2 balls and a strike on Carlos Perez.
Big question with the Orioles is how long are they going to keep Manny Machado? Be a free agent after this year?
Got to try and trade him, right?
I would think so. You know, there's not a huge market for a team willing to give up the young players the Orioles would want in return. Obviously, you would have to be a contender and need a third baseman. There's probably a lot of contenders who want to make a trade to help their team, but they all don't necessarily need a third baseman or a shortstop for that matter. I guess he's playing shortstop so well, you have to call him a shortstop right now.
Two. Full count now. Southwest bullpen live look, and Jesse Chavez has been warming up in the pen for the Rangers, so it may well be that Cole Hamels is done after 7, even though his pitch count would make you think there's room for another. Little bloop out towards center field, drops in for Perez. Second hit of the inning for the Rangers.
Left fielders into HOU.
Well, turns the lineup over. Meanwhile, the little visit out there. Brent Strom, their pitching coach, out to talk to Stassi. Looks like he's having a conversation primarily with Stassi and not Will Harris.
This kind of a game, think back to the last couple of days where the Rangers have hammered 9 home runs. That'd be a great spot for one right here in this inning.
Chris Stavinsky getting ready in the bullpen for Houston.
Talked about how the Astro bullpen has been struggling. Their ERA in the last 10 games is 5.06. They've blown 3 saves.
There's a base hit into right field by Chu. And so just like that, the potential tying run gets to the plate. And it'll only be the hottest hitter the Rangers have going. And A.J. Hinch certainly aware of that. And he says, yep, that's enough. So Harris is done, and Chris Stavinsky will be coming on for the Astros when we return. Buick dealer, and by LG OLED TV with AI Thin Q. fans here excited and enjoying it. 7th inning. Rangers got the rally caps going. 2 men on. Chris Davinsky has come out of the pen for Houston.
Davinsky having another solid season. 23 innings, 30 strikeouts, only 7 walks. Keeps the ball in the ballpark pretty well, only giving up a couple of home runs and a nice 190 earned run average.
Profar takes one down the middle for a strike. Jurickson on the base hit back in the 1st inning. He's homered in each of the last 2 games. In fact, 3 home runs on this homestand already. He's the potential tying run. And he hits this ball well out to right field, but Springer has room. And the inning is done. He just missed that one. Got in a little bit on him. Rangers leave a pair. They go to the 8th inning, 4-1. It's your #1 Rangers app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. You get Rangers home screen icons and features like the MLB.TV game of the day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and well, a whole lot more. Download MLB At Bat today. Or watch somebody download it. Here's Cole Hamels out for an 8th inning. He's retired 4 in a row now, but he trails 4-1. And pretty tough stretch right here. 4th time through the lineup. George Springer starts after that one and couldn't stop. 0 for 2 with a walk. Now in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Hamels with 4 strikeouts so far tonight. The lefty has pitched well. We're not getting much run support, and it's 1-2. That's sort of par for the course. He doesn't get a lot of run support.
There's one that could have been close to the strike zone. Very close to the strike zone. Cole thought it was close enough to the strike zone.
Each of the last 2 pitches have come closer and closer to Springer as well. That one pushing him off the plate. And now the 100th pitch of the night. Fly ball over to the right side, foul and out of play. Hamels in his last 10 starts has gotten exactly 1 run of support in 6 of those 10 starts. And here's another one.
Yeah, and I guess a lot of that depends on who you're matched up against with. Tonight, it's Garrett Cole. Last time against the Astros, it was Justin Verlander. Not sure who all the other ones are, but sometimes it's tough to score against guys like that. In fact, More often than not, it is.
And not a lot of room for error for Cole Hamels. Good battle here with Springer. 2-2 on the way. No. We'll try it again. This is the opening game of a 4-game series between these two teams. Great in-state rivalry. And a swing and a miss. There's strikeout number 5 for Hamels. One away here in the 8th.
Springer doesn't get cheated at the plate. Goes for that curveball with a big swing, but comes up empty that time. Curveball stays on the outside part of the plate. Springer pulled off it a little bit, came up a little bit short.
Backdoor breaking ball to Bregman for a strike. Bregman with a double, 1 for 3. And he hits his ball well out to left field. Back is Chu. He looks up, and that one is gone. Home run for Bregman, his 7th of the year. And that's a big insurance run for the Astros. They lead 5-1.
Bregman last year had 19 home runs, so he's got a little bit of power. Not a home run hitter, but had 19 home runs and 39 doubles last year. A pretty good indication kind of season he's capable of having.
Well, gets the skipper out of the dugout. He'll take the baseball from Cole Hamels. Should get a nice response from the crowd, but he leaves trailing 5-1.
Got on the board first. Adrian Beltre loops one into center field. That scores Shin-Soo Choo. The Rangers take a 1-run lead, but the Astros answer back in the 4th inning. Jose Altuve, a base hit to knock in Alex Bregman. And then Evan Gattis, a home run to left field, makes it 3-1. Then with a score 4-1 in the 8th inning, Alex Bregman against Cole Hamels gets a fastball and drives it over the scoreboard in left field, and that made it 5-1, and that was all for Cole Hamels. He trails in this game 5-1.
So he turns it over to Jesse Chavez and the rest of the bullpen, and Chavez up and away, evens counted, a ball and a strike on Altuve. See the numbers, or rather the arsenal for Chavez, and he has a broader array of pitchers than a lot of guys you see come out of the bullpen, in part because he's a guy used in a slightly different role. A lot of times it's for an extended role, 3, maybe 4 innings. 3-1 the count. Here's Altuve. A couple more hits today, 2 more runs scored. Always in the middle of things. Lines this one out to right field. That's a base hit, his 3rd hit of the night.
Altuve has a line drive over third, line shot to right center field, and a bunt hit. Stolen a base, scored a couple of runs so far. This guy's just a pure hitter. Goes up there, starts his swing in the on-deck circle, keeps on swinging.
Gurriel started after that one, did not go. Altuve something else, a 3-hit night tonight, and it's just sort of a ho-hum. Yeah, well, what else is new? He had that stretch in a series in May against Cleveland where he had hits in 10 consecutive at-bats. 1-1 on Gurriel. Gurriel, meanwhile, not having the same kind of night as Altuve. He's 0 for 3. He's popped up on the infield, flat out to center, also struck out swinging. Small lead for Altuve, not going anywhere. High chopper 3rd base, and Kiner for left. His only play is to first. It gets Gurriel 2 away, but Altuve now out there at 2nd base. Well, for the Astros tonight, here's the guy who has really been the difference maker. The 2-run homer in the 4th inning. That came with 2 outs. And then drove in a big run in the 6th inning. Gaddis takes high and away for a ball. Ten homers now this year. 31 RBIs. It's 1-1. So with a homer tonight now, Gaddis has 6 home runs. And let's see, 14 RBIs in the last 10 games. 1-2 the count.
Well, you mentioned a couple of years ago he hit 30 home runs, so it's in there for sure. A dangerous hitter.
Yeah, he's really back on that kind of trajectory again this year with Houston. 2 away, and the 1-2 from Chavez, and that one lifted out to left field, but right to Shin-Soo Choo. It ends the inning. Another run, though, for Houston on the homer by Alex Bregman. Coming up, Nomar Mazara will lead things off. The veteran Adrian Beltre follows, and then big Joey Gallo. Rangers need to get the offense going in the bottom of the 8th.
Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas.
Ended up being a beautiful night out here tonight. Despite that score, 5-1, Houston leading in this 8th inning, and there is a new reliever sort of strutting his stuff out there on the mound for Houston, and it is Brad Peacock.
Yep, another solid season for Peacock. He really came into his own last year. Pitched great in the postseason. Another solid ERA. Nice strikeout to walk ratio. 33 strikeouts on 6 walks.
His first pitch is lifted out to Kemp in left field, 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out. And it brings up Adrian Beltre. Rangers are down to their final 5 outs. That said, they had the win yesterday against Oakland. It was an 8-2 victory where they led the whole way. But prior to that, I think the previous 7 wins were all come from behind wins. So in that dugout, certainly a feeling that, yeah, well, we've been here before. Beltre takes a strike, 1 for 3 tonight. A little bit wide, 1-1. Beltre's had a decent amount of success against Brad Peacock in his career. 5 for 19 against him with 3 home runs, and he takes a strike. It's 1-2. Adrian, the DH again tonight. Since returning from the disabled list, has made just 1 start at third base. Hits this one high in the air out to right field, and Springer coming in a few steps, 2 away. All right, here comes the big fella. You know, we can hit him a long way. And this Saturday, the first 15,000 fans to the ballpark are going to get a Joey Gallo tape measure bobblehead, courtesy of Dairy Max. Want to be there for the Astros and Rangers. It's a 6:15 game, and you pick up this one-of-a-kind bobblehead. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972 Rangers. All right, Joey 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He would like a little something to take away from this one tonight. Played the whole game in center field. First time this year, just the 2nd time in his career, and there you see the shift again. It's more like a meeting.
At least they've got a left fielder.
Oh yeah, I see him way out there. 1-1. And that is strike 2. And of course, it was in the opening series of the season here at home against Houston, where A.J. Hinch decided to use 4 outfielders. Now, obviously, you've got 5, if you want to count Bregman, 6 fielders on the outfield grass. But he literally went 4 outfielders across from left to right, out deep out there, which seemed awfully pointless. Which I told him like a day later, and he kind of agreed. He said, yeah, it probably was a little pointless. But as he pointed out, it was kind of fun. Hard ground ball right into that shift. Altuve positioned perfectly, throws out Gallo, and the inning is done. A 10-pitch half inning for Brad Peacock. So 9th inning on the way. Rangers trail by 4. Head to Ford Probables tomorrow, is 6:30 pregame right here in Fox Sports Southwest. Justin Verlander, about that the best ERA in baseball, 124 to his first 13 starts of a season.
Will face Garrett Cole, who came into the game 6-1 with a 2.20 ERA and a 171 opponent's batting average. Figure it can't get any tougher than that. And then the next day you face Justin Verlander, whose ERA is almost a point lower, 124, and whose opponent's batting average is 20 points less at 152.
One and one. Yeah, we've all joked about it this year with regard to the Astros rotation. You talk about a pick your poison kind of scenario. They can bring. It doesn't matter who they start, really. They're all remarkable in their own way. Kind of like that pop-up that just fell unmolested out there in left field, and now a snowball fight. Marwin Gonzalez around second. He'll head to third, and that one gets away as well. Unfortunately, saved from going into the dugout. That is one of those plays that we will likely not revisit anytime soon. Ugh.
Well, he hit the pop-up in the perfect spot. The infielders couldn't get back to it, and Chu couldn't reach it from left center field where he was. Gonzalez hit that ball right off the end of the bat. You can see everybody sprinting for it, but no one catches it. Chu turns and fires to second base. Really didn't have to do that because Gonzalez wasn't running. He took a turn around first base, but he'd stopped.
Now a high pop-up out of short right field. This one Odor gets back to. And Gonzalez has to hold third base. A single and a two-base error has him at third.
Outfielder Tony Kemp.
Brings up Tony Kemp. Kemp 0 for 3. He's bounced into a double play, popped up and flied out.
Kemp's getting a nice chance to play. Called up from the minor leagues. Played pretty much regularly since he has been called up. His on-base percentage coming into the game is 39%, which is pretty good.
High pop up again out to left. Chu coming on. He'll make the catch. And nowhere for Gonzalez to go again. 2 away. Boy, that's 3 straight balls against Chavez. I don't know if any of them traveled more than 150 feet.
One more and he'll pitch out of a pretty tough jam. Man at third base and nobody out.
Trying to keep it a 4-run game here in the 9th inning. Marisnik takes a strike. Marisnik a couple of strikeouts tonight. 0 for 3. Ground ball shortstop. Profar right there on top of it. Throws out Marisnik. Nice stretch by Guzman at first base. Chavez gets it done. Leaves a man at third base. Now last chance for the Rangers. Coming up. One of those guys coming up. The Condor. May he take flight in a 9th inning comeback.
Houston Astros as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Dana Larson along with Hall of Famer Pudge Rodriguez and Mark McLemore. We'll have Rangers Line presented by FiOS coming up right after the game. Pudge, what will you be talking about on the postgame show?
Well, it's a tough night for Cole Hamels, and also for the offense. We got a great outing for Garrett Cole. Another, 6 strong innings, throwing 98. Great performance from him.
Very good performance, but I think we're going to talk about a Rangers win because we're going to pull it out right here in the bottom.
Okay.
I'm calling it.
I like it.
Sending
there
good
we go.
vibes from up here, and we will see you guys right after the game.
I love it, Matt. I love it because I'm with him on this one. We've seen some great come from behind wins lately. They've been a lot of fun to be a part of. But this would be a little bit more intense. Just have a different feel to it if they could pull it off here at home against the Astros, down by 4. So why not? Kiner Falefa leading things off here. 0 for 3 so far. But it's a new look out there. Ken Giles on the next pitch. Line by first, and there's a base hit into that right field corner. Kiner Falefa goes to second, and he'll stop there with a leadoff double.
Good start to the 9th inning. Isaiah shoots this ball right past the first baseman down the right field line. Hit hard though. 8th double of the season for Isaiah. First baseman playing well off the bag. There's that line drive slicing right into the corner.
Pretty well documented. The best way to start a 4-run rally is with a leadoff double. Here's Ken Giles. There you see his numbers. His 23rd appearance.
Well, he's 10. This is not a save opportunity, but when he's had a save opportunity, he's converted all of them. Yet at the same time, his ERA is 5.21.
Odor bunted in the 7th inning. It was his league high 4th bunt single this year. Though he does not have a lot to show right now in terms of the power numbers, you know that thunder is there. Not that you need a home run right here. You just need more base runners.
When you look at Giles's numbers, it's hard to figure out how he got to an ERA of 5.21. He's 10 for 10 in saves. He's pitched 19 innings. He's only given up 1 home run and 1 walk. Must have given up a lot of singles in one game. Borderline, tough one. Makes such a difference to a hitter. 2 balls and 1 strike, or 1 ball and 2 strikes.
1-2 pitch, and swinging a foul tip. Rookie stays alive.
Barely got a piece of it. Good enough. That's all you need.
Rookie has a couple of hits off Giles. 2 for 11 against him, and the 1-2. There's a fly ball out toward right center. Springer started way back, and that gives him room to make the play. Also the setup for the throw, but Kiner Falefa wisely holds second base. 1 away.
Well, Rookie's had a bunt single in the game and 3 fly balls to the right side. He's had all 3 of them where he really just missed him. Just got underneath him 3 times. He's had good swings tonight. 1 for 4 with a bunt single. Overall, it looks like he's right on everything. Like he's wailing away at pitches out of the strike zone. Or being late, being early. He's right on him. He just missed a couple of them.
Ronald Guzman hasn't batted against Giles before in his career. It was Ronald who had a game-tying home run in Houston and then won the game in the 10th inning with a base hit And one of those come from behind wins down at Minute Maid Park. Here's Connor Falefa out there at second, one away in the 9th inning. This is the opener in this 4-game series. A little low. So 3-0 to Guzman, and Giles in danger of putting a free base runner on him in the 9th inning. Boy, Stassi is an aggressive pitch framer. I mean, he jerks that glove all over the place, but he's gotten some calls tonight. He really moves that thing a lot. 3-1 the count. We talk to guys like Pudge and others who talk about framing and talk about the subtlety of moving the glove, but he like jerks it right back to the middle pretty much every time. Bouncing ball right side. Altuve has to go out a little bit for it. Throws to first just in time. And he gets Guzman 2 away. Kind of Falefa advances, but there are 2 out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. For the Rangers, number 61.
And Robinson Chirinos announced as a pinch hitter.
Carlos Perez. Robinson Chirinos, number 61. Pitching for Perez.
So Rangers down to their final out. And Stassi will head out there. Have a quick conversation with his excitable closer, Ken Giles. Giles, a hard thrower and a young guy they acquired from Philadelphia a couple of years ago. And he wears his emotions on his sleeves. 27 years old. In fact, there was a moment earlier this year where things had gotten away from him in a game, and as he was walking off the field, he was so upset he punched himself in the face. Did you see that?
I did see that.
That was some super crazy stuff. You see guys take it out on a phone in the dugout, or maybe a
hitters break the bat over their leg.
Yeah, love to do that
Still
stuff.
don't know how they do that.
Throw their gloves, but I've never seen anybody punch himself in the face like that. 1-1 to Chirinos. It was like a Three Stooges bit or something. But he certainly brings that sort of edge when he's out there. You're not quite sure what you're going to get. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Go back a couple of days. Sean Manaea against Robinson Chirinos. 8 rows back in left field. Killed that ball.
That was a big birthday homer. 1-2, and he stays alive. The first Rangers hitter of the game was Chu. He walked and scored. But since then, they have had just one man get as far as third base, and there he is. Kiner Falefa doubled and moved up on the ground out. This one hit well out to left field. Kemp on the run and a dive. Did he make the catch? No, he did not. Heading to second, Chirinos. He is in there. So the inning continues. The run is in, and Chirinos in scoring position. It's 5-2.
He probably didn't catch this ball. Let's see. It bounced, but that's a great play. What a great try. All out dive. You can make a case it's actually harder to catch a ball on a hop than it is to catch a ball in the air. Boy, got a good jump, sprinted, went all out, dove as far as he could, and came up with the ball, but came up with it on a hop. And then fortunately, in this kind of a game, when you're down by a bunch of runs, Robinson Chirinos was not thrown out at second base for the last out of the game.
Yeah, that was dicey there for a moment, but now he's in scoring position. Chu at the plate. And there's a high strike. See the numbers for Chu in the late innings. He's been very good. And he takes in 1-1. 2 more hits today, a walk, and Chu struck out looking in the 5th. Potential tying run waiting on deck. One and 2. We'll get some activity out of that Astros bullpen into Rondon.
Nice changeup. 87 miles an hour. His fastball's around 97 or 98 miles an hour. So 10 mile an hour difference in speed.
Chu takes inside, 2-2. It's been an interesting bullpen situation for Houston. A.J. Hinch has kind of bobbed and weaved all over the place with who he uses in what spots. To his credit, does not seem to be tied solely to convention. I mean, he will use different closers. Giles has had some rocky moments. The 2-2. Bouncer foul. It was not a save spot tonight. He's allowed a run. And no doubt, A.J. Hinch probably feeling pretty good right now with 2 away, but another base runner might make him a little uneasy. And to wit, Rondon loosening out there. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Chu goes down swinging, and this one is over. Houston takes the opener of the 4-game series, 5-2. Our final score tonight. A little adventure there in the 9th inning for Ken Giles, but he finished it off for Garrett Cole. All right, so stay with us. Still a lot to talk about. Dana Larson, Mark McLemore, and Pudge Rodriguez back in the studio to break this one down. For Tom Grieve, Emily Jones, and our entire crew, I'm Dave Raymond, inviting you to stay with us. More coverage of Rangers baseball right after this.